ask like a child like what they want to be or what they want to have, they're gonna say, I want a Lamborghini, I want to go to space, I want to do all these things. And then your environment, you're like, damn, I've never even seen a mansion, I've never seen a yacht. So you start to dumb down your dreams based on like the money that you see, right? So they're like, oh, I guess I'll just go ahead and get me a little Toyota or something. If I get the leather seats, it'd be nice. And you're like, that's not really what you want. Yeah.
What's good, guys? This is James Storms for the Fortunes Funding Experience number 3. We have my boy Robert here. I have 2 other gentlemen that I'm about to interview as well. They're all here for the weekend, having a good time, showing you around Miami. How are you enjoying it so far?
Phenomenal time for sure.
Yeah. So let's start. How much was your payout with Fortunes?
Around $18,000.
Around $18,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you get funded?
Pretty much right after you guys went live. So I don't
Okay.
remember whether that was like February.
Yeah,
maybe,
February.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And how has the experience been so far?
It's been amazing.
Truthfully,
truthfully.
No bullshit.
Yeah, facts, right?
I know you had an issue.
Right, so when something happened, right, and I got slipped. There was barely really bad slippage, and I only risked maybe 1 or 2% of my account every trade, and I had such bad slippage, I lost 5.1% or something. So like it sucked too because I had
just breached your account.
Right, yeah. So I blew my account by like $20 or $30, and I was heated. I was so angry because I'm like, bro, like this, like obviously slippage and things happen in the market, but it was like a ridiculous amount.
Egregious.
Yeah, it was like a ridiculous amount. And I was mad because like I felt like support wasn't getting back to me, so I went into Discord, right? Like not my best moment, but I was just like, bro, like somebody gotta fix this, yo. Like what? Yeah. Then all of a sudden I got a call from you. Which also like helped strengthen our relationship. We had a cool conversation. You handled the situation fast, and it got corrected. So that was like another like thing that really drew me to get more funding with Fortunes. And
I look out for people, bro. Like simple as that. Like anybody can say that, but I have receipts that I actually looked out for all my, not just you, but everyone's best interest. I have all the receipts, me even arguing with my own team, like, no, like this, I know this is the procedure, but we're going to make this exception because this is the right thing to do. Like I always empathize and I always put myself in someone else's shoes. And if I was in that scenario, how would I feel satisfied with the resolution? So, yeah. All right, cool. So let's just jump into it, man. Like, let's start with, your upbringing, your background, childhood, school, working environment, then we'll transition into trading.
For sure. So I'm from Chicago, Illinois. My mom wanted us to get away from all the violence and stuff. I have an older brother who's 7 years older than me. So around 3 years old, I moved to Minnesota. So I grew up there from 3 years old to about 14 years old. I was raised in a single-parent household, right? My mom was always at work. And my brother, he's 7 years older than me, so we had a little bit of disconnect. So after he was like 13, 14, he was always out. So I was like home just
chilling.
Yeah.
Or not chilling. Like
yeah.
Some
you know what I'm saying?
shit.
Like, no, but like I feel like good. I grew up skateboarding. That's all I did. Everyone knew that. Like I would just be in my driveway and I would only go to school and I would skateboard all day, every day. That was it.
I skateboarded too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
that's dope. Yeah. That's where I met my closest friends growing up. And
I skated until like 7th grade, and then I left my skateboard out one day on the lawn, and it was gone. I never skated again after that.
Yeah. One thing though, it teaches you so much that you can use in your adult life and in trading, right? Like the discipline and the patience.
Trial and error. Smacking your fucking head on the pavement.
The scar I have right here is from skateboarding. Smacked my dome when I was like 8 years old or something. Something learning how to get back up. I'm friends with broken bones, and it's like there's tricks that you can try for hours and hours and hours, and just like, is this ever going to work out? The same kind of thing happens with trading. Again, we didn't really have a lot of money and things of that sort, and then me and my mom were just kind of like on different terms, and I ended up leaving home when I was 14 years old. So I was just in the streets, that whole story. What happened
at 14?
Yeah. So that's when I pretty much dropped out of school, high school, first semester, sophomore year. My grandmother called me like after a year or two. She was just like, come back to Chicago, like go finish school.
Where were you at this point?
I was still in Minnesota.
Oh, in Minnesota. Okay.
She was like, come basically get your fucking life together, bro. Like
Right.
you're going down a path of nowhere, and not like everybody else. I actually did very, very well in school growing up. I didn't know anything else. I didn't know people that did business and all
Right.
that stuff. So I thought school was your way out. You got to go to school, get good grades, go to college. Like that's all I knew. So I received, like, I've been on the honor roll, like all different academic scholarship, like not scholarships, but academic awards and just all type of stuff, because that's all I knew. I'm like, I need to do this because the way we're living is just like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. Like, and like, no offense to my mom or things like that, but I was just like, I'm not repeating this. You know what I mean?
You get fed up, bro.
Yeah.
At the most breaking points in most people's, even myself, my own trading career, I was fed up of the bullshit. I was fed up of fucking making money and blowing it. Like, I was like, yo, something has to change.
Literally.
Like, I know I can do this. Something has to change. So at a certain point, you get fed up and you're like, this is it. Like, I have to, like, this is the last time that this is going to be like this. You know?
Right. So yeah, I moved, I had a job at Panera Bread at one point. I was like 16 or 17. I moved back to Chicago, and then I got a job at UPS. I worked there for like a year.
So when you dropped out of school up until like you moved back, like what were you doing in that period?
Nothing good in my life.
Nothing good.
Like drugs, alcohol, like just.
I mean, share what you want to share, but I want people to, like, there's someone out there that can definitely relate with what you're
for
gonna
sure.
say,
Yeah. So during that process, I ended up in foster care. I was in boys' homes, like court, like all type of wild stuff, therapies, treatment, like all crazy shit, that most people would just like, dude, what? You're like 15 years old, 16, you did all this already? So it's just like, yeah.
So you moved back at 17?
Yeah, I was like about 17. Okay. And then my grandma had just found this school because I was so fed up with school at this point. I'm like, I don't think I need it at this point. I was like, I know people with degrees that are they're still not where I want to be in life. And like, this is when it's like, it became like a lot more mainstream. Like you saw it, and then social media obviously changed the game. So I was just like, I don't think I need that. But I just, she found a school that would gave you all your work, and you just, when you finish the work, you like, it's like alternative school. You finish the work, you graduate. So I really only went to school for 4 semesters, and that's how I graduated high school. Like about 4 semesters total. Wow. And after that, I went to college. I was like, what else am I gonna do? Like at this point, but I was like, I need to do something.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to a Chicago community college just to get my associates. I wanted to get into like coding. Okay. I don't know, puzzles and just like cracking codes. It just like intrigues me. Yeah. But I got to my last semester in college. I had to take college calculus, and I'm good at math, but I don't know anybody who's watching this ever took calc. That was a bitch. I was just like, bro, like this, like it was too much. I was like, dude, like I was just mad every day, right? And I was working full time. I had a son when I was 19 years old too, so I was waking up at like 5, 6 in the morning, and I would take my son to my aunt's house. I would go to class, get out of class, pick up my son, go to work like 45 minutes away, like at a restaurant. My son would be with me, and then we'd get home like 10, 11 o'clock. I got to do homework. We got to unwind. I'm back up at like 5 in the morning.
What were you doing, serving?
Huh?
Serving at the restaurant?
A delivery driver.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Yeah. Grinding.
Right. Yeah. So during this time, it helped me because I got into like podcasts and things, and just my mindset changed. Like I was just like, something has to change. Right, like if you want things to change, something has to change. Right.
You started consuming the right things.
Yeah.
For your brain, like the food you put in your brain, the content, the social media, whatever, the pages you follow, the YouTube videos. As soon as you get home from work, what do? If you're gonna start developing your good habits, you're gonna start moving in the right direction. But if you're gonna watch the same shit over and over again, scroll on pointless fucking reels and shit. Literally. You're literally wasting away your life.
Literally. So I don't even know where we were.
You were driving 45 minutes. Delivery.
Oh, okay, yeah. So like days and weeks and months were passing by.
And you were 19?
Like 19, 20 years old. Okay. So I finished my last semester in college, and I was just like, there's this dude I didn't really know him. We just kind of briefly went to school, dude just kept freaking messaging me. Dude was persistent as hell, bro. Dude messaged me.
Dude was in IMO.
Yeah. But at the time, like, he was doing, I think, like World Adventures or something before. So, but I was never even responded to him because, like, but I was just like, okay, you're going to teach me how to trade. Okay, I never watched an overview. I didn't go to like an event. I was just like, bro, I needed something to change in my life. Just send me your freaking link. I didn't even know I was getting into network marketing. I didn't even know the name of the company. I didn't even know what Forex was. I thought I was going to trade stocks. All I knew about was stocks, bro. So I got into this, started watching videos. I was like, yo, what the hell? Like, what did I just like get into? But I saw people making it. And then once you get into the niche, it's like,
and what year was this?
So this month made 4 years. So this was September 2019.
Okay.
And I was just, my life changed. Like, it gave me the opportunity to like dream again. Right. I feel like as a child,
it gave you a way out. Like,
yeah.
Even though the light is so far, it gave you the tunnel to the light at the end of it. It might be so far away, but that tunnel exists.
Right. You know, like if you ask like a child, like what they want to be or what they want to have, they're going to say, I want a Lamborghini. I want to go to space. I want to do all these things. And then your environment, you're like, damn, I've never even seen a mansion. I've never seen a yacht. So you start to dumb down your dreams based on like the money that you see, right? So they're like, oh, I guess I'll just go ahead and get me a little Toyota or something. If I get the leather seats, it'd be nice. And you're like, that's not really what you want. Yeah.
You ever heard of the there's an experiment with fleas where they put fleas in a jar, right? Like, from the wild, and the fleas can easily jump out of the jar. Mm-hmm. They put the lid on the jar, and then the fleas started reproducing, and the offspring were only able to jump as high as the lid. Once they took the lid off, they couldn't jump out of the lid. Damn. Even though they had the capability to jump out of the lid, they never had that perspective. They never had that exposure.
Right.
So I think that's,
Yeah, a lot of exposure. It's like once you're exposed, you can never be unexposed. So like that thing was like I was like, oh shit, like I could really have the lifestyle that I want. I could really have businesses. I could really, because I always thought about that. Like, how am I gonna go on a real estate deal? You can't hit up your boy that's working a 9 to 5, like, hey bro, wire me 20 grand, wire me 30 grand. He'd be like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even have $1,000. You know what I mean? It's just like, so I thought that was like how else can you make this type of money and invest in other things? I was like trading. I was like, I have to figure this out. And I just like, the dude that enrolled me didn't really trade. So like, it was just a long journey of like, I just hopped in it and I was just like trial and error. I'll just blow.
So how long were you in IML for?
From September 2019 until like April of 2022.
Okay, so like 6 months or so?
No. It was like a year. 2 years. It was from September 2019 to April of 2021 or 2022. So it was a little bit.
Oh, okay. And you did recruitment too? You were kind of doing
like 9 months into it. So I or whatever. I started in September 2019.
Just on trading.
Just trading. Right. Like I was like, bro, don't even like. I was just in my bubble. Like I was on the education. Like I didn't even talk to them. I was like, dude, don't talk to me like recruiting and all these things. And like again, a podcast, and it was just the opportunity to like share and grow the right way. Like I know some people just recruit and they do all these things like badly and they're trying to scam people. But I was already like, it wasn't that. It was like, I think that I can genuinely help people, and it came natural because I was posting about my journey on my story. So people were just like, bro, what are you doing and this and that. So like started recruiting like on accident in a way, you know. And I actually like it because it gives people that opportunity to change their lives. Like somebody messaged me, so it's just like I'm gonna put it out there. I don't force it, but it's just like it also has allowed me so many connections outside of the network marketing space and outside of trading and all type of things.
Like I say all the time, trading is a journey into entrepreneurship. You can't just be, you can be just a trader, but you shouldn't be just a trader because there's no reason why you should limit yourself to just making money from just trading, especially once you start meeting all these people, you network. This person does e-commerce, this person does real estate, this person does Airbnb automation. Like there's so many different ways to make money passively that you encounter with people that are trading, simple as that.
Seriously.
Trading allows you to have your true identity.
Yeah. It allows you to, once you make it on the other side, you can be whoever you want to be, right? And you can do whatever you want to do truly without. And the beauty of trading itself is that there's no product. Like the money is the product. You're trading money for more money. You don't have to buy a house, find a seller. It's like the buying and selling that is available always. So that's why trading, in my opinion, is the #1 place in the world to make money because you can literally sit in a cave in Afghanistan with Osama bin Laden, like if you want, as long as you got internet connection,
Seriously.
it doesn't matter. Like nobody can tell you shit, and you can make money anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter if the average wage there is $2 an hour or whatever it is. You can make a full salary, whatever, and live below your means. So I think trading is the best vehicle in the world.
Yeah,
for
seriously.
sure.
Look, I agree, right? Again, it gave me the opportunity to dream again, and like just other investment, meeting people. Like it was just like it changed my life. And then going to the profitable like side, you have to get better. Like you have to grow as a person, which is also going to trickle down into other areas of your life. Like your life literally gets better when you get to the other side.
All your flaws get exposed.
Yeah, of course. Like things that you've been burying and all that is gonna come out. Like it's gonna come out, and you have to correct it to get to the other side.
You want to beat the level.
Yeah, seriously. So it was just like I just fell in love with it. It was just like it makes you better in all areas. The money, like there's no cap on it. It's just like the connect. It's just like I don't know what I could never imagine now doing anything else.
Right.
Like,
Me too, bro. Like I look at it. It's been so crazy. I mean, 4 years, 6 years. If you think about who you were 4 or 5 years ago, who I was 6, 7 years ago before I even knew about this shit. Like I always knew I was destined for greatness, but if you had told me like, yo, like this is your path for right now, I'd be like, damn, like really, you sure? Like,
sure.
Because it's crazy. It's crazy how fast it can happen. It can really change for you. So all right, so let's fast forward. So you started with IML. You're in IML. You're making money trading, or you're kind of just
at this point? I wasn't necessarily losing money, or when I left, I was definitely profitable.
You were staying above water.
Yeah, I was just recycling money, right? So I'd be up and I'd take a withdrawal, and the next week I'd blow the account. But it's like then I put more money in. It wasn't necessarily.
You were stagnant.
Yeah. So. And that's because no real mentor, and then something that Emmett was talking about.
And were you full time like with trade, or you were working still at this point?
Oh yeah, still working at the restaurant.
Okay.
But as a delivery driver, so I'm still working on myself.
Okay.
But like,
how long were you at that restaurant for?
It's my son's parents, grandparents' restaurant. Okay. So like, if I can still go there, like, and so it was like a really lenient. Those are the only jobs I had. I had like 3 jobs ever. So yeah, I pretty much do this full time, and then like. Maybe sometimes they need people to fill in and stuff, but it's not like, and
I think that's really important. Like a lot of people, most people have jobs while they're trading, you know, and I think it's tough because obviously, it hinders your ability to kind of revolve around the markets because I got work in the morning, I can't trade London or, whatever, but you need some type of income to supplement like your trading accounts or your challenges or whatever it is that you're doing. So I think it's important, and I find that a lot of people that end up becoming successful stuck with that job because everyone wants to make 10K and they're like, I'm quitting my job.
Yeah,
like,
seriously.
Don't quit your job until you're like really like you got 50 to 100K like saved up and you're confident in your abilities. So
that's another reason why I do the network marketing side, because I know every Friday I'm still gonna get a check. You know what I mean? So like, it's just like that helps in
passive income. There's no reason why you can't do it, but IML obviously.
Now I am. Yeah.
I am. Yeah, we don't need to talk about them. But,
facts. I'm grateful. Got my start and it helped a lot of people with exposure. But it's like that's in the past. They in the past.
In the past, in the grave, new company in the grave, new company. Like it's just same old song and dance with them. But all right, so. You're trading, you're working at the restaurant, you're doing the MLM. At what point do you feel like you started to make money and you started to become consistent or more consistent? Like I said, consistency is different for everybody. Like for me, I can't make $1 million out of 60K like every month. Like if people expect me to like do that all the time, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
And like I've even just having that experience taught me so much, and it's like I don't know if I'm ready to be trading like $1 million account like that. Like I will be. I'm trading a big account, but it's to the level that I was trading it. Like the risk I was using, like I just think it was unhealthy for me, and I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't eating well, I wasn't living well. Like it wasn't, so. I think you have at a certain point, like you go up, everyone goes up or down. You go up a level, you have to realize, all right, cool. Let me withdraw some money. Let me come back down here and start back over. I think that's really important. So at what point do you feel that you started getting in your groove?
Okay, yeah. So I think once I took on the role to I'm like, if I'm going to do MLM, I first have to be an example, right? And then I started to teach, right? So then you learn a lot more when you're teaching. Like people don't realize that. So then you start streaming live, which is a whole different ball game.
Right.
And then one thing that I learned from one of my mentors in the network marketing side was I got very clear on what I wanted. Right, so a lot of people are just like, I want to make more money, or I want to have a nice car, or I want to have a nice house. But where do you want to live? Right, what kind of car do you actually want to drive? What trim do you want? Right, what kind of vacations do you want?
I've literally said that exact thing, bro.
Yeah. So like once I did that, and I got my goals all around me, my phone's over there, so I have goals. The penthouse that I want, it's on my phone background, right?
Like, if it exists here, it exists somewhere in the world, and it's up to you to bring it into reality.
Yeah, for you, literally. I have reminders on my phone to keep going, right? I have whiteboards in my office area, so I have 4 tabs open on my computer, right? So as soon as I open my computer, there's some pictures and things that I look at before I ever trade. Every single day. And I do that because it's like if my goals are at the front of my mind, it's harder for you to go in and over leverage. Like this is what I'm claiming that I want. This is what I'm working towards. Because every time I go over leverage, every time I do something stupid, not following my training rules, whatever, I'm getting further away from my goals. So once I got very clear on it, it was like that and teaching. So it was like the teaching for getting very clear on my goals. It was just like it went pretty fast. Pretty fast.
That's dope. That's really dope. I fuck with that a lot, actually. That was good. Yeah, you know, like the bad behavior is taking you further away, and most people don't realize it in the moment. Like they realize it after, like, damn, I lost. But if you can do that first before you even get on the chart and be like, okay, I gotta set this expectation for myself today. Like, can't do this, otherwise I'm getting further away from where I want to be.
So that it literally changed my life. Just getting clear, and again, you're getting further away. So it's just like, why would I continue to do that? Because it sucks when you feel like you're just going in a circle, and that's where a lot of people give up. So
at what point do you think trading, like, you're like, wow, this really changed my life? Like, what amount of money you made, or something you bought, or something you did?
I think it was more so when you it's just like I was just in Miami for like a couple weeks ago, and we were here. I was here for like a week. We went on a cruise with some of my team, and then I came back and we stayed for like 3 days. And it's not like I'm not rich,
right,
but it's that I know my card's not about to get declined. Like it wasn't even. Right. It's just more so like I don't have to, if we go out, it's not like I'm not checking my balance.
Yeah, right.
So
peace of mind, bro.
Right.
Peace of mind.
So it was. I think that's when I was like, dude, like I'm not rich, but like I am not hurting anymore, and it's like. And just the opportunities like that, I feel like that's when I was like, okay, like if I continue to do this, and then capital,
like I know I'm on the right path,
right? So I was just like, now it's like a matter of time. And again, I'm not worried about the money side. I think when people are chasing money and they're chasing a dollar amount every single day, that they get lost in that. So that's why I'm at my goals. I'm going towards that, not like a dollar amount.
The money will come.
Yeah.
The behavior first. And the byproduct is the success,
For sure.
So all right, so let's kind of just keep the timeline with your trading journey. So you were about what age, like when you started?
I'm 25 now, so
Okay.
So I started September 2019. So
right.
I think that was like 21 or something, 2021.
Yeah. And at what age, like how many years in did you made your first like big withdrawal or your first,
It took me probably like 2 years, right? Like because you're going in this cycle and the behaviors again. Like once you really get into trading, I feel like the marking up your charts, that's the easy part.
Right.
It's the whole mindset of, am I going to over leverage? Am I going to wait till it hits my zone? Am I going to, the patience? Am I gonna put my stops and break even? All that other stuff that's not in the courses and all that stuff.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your strategy a little bit and kind of like what where you started with it, how you developed, like what courses you took. Let's talk about that.
Right, I bought a bunch of stuff, bro. But
Well, with IML, you learn like the basics, I'm sure.
Right. So like,
and that didn't work.
Yeah, no, you're just like, I'll take it off this trend line and things of that sort. Just like, like you learn more again about like supply and demand. You start messing with the fib and things. So for me, I even teach everyone I need 4 time frame correlations as far as like the day from the weekly down to the 30-minute. I need them to be like an uptrend on all of those, like 4 plus for me, and then I'm looking for that in a buy or a sell. And I think that when I did that and I stick to that and I literally write it on my chart, kind of, I think Emmett talked about that too. It's like I have my bias. I'm only looking for bias today. It helps me because you trick yourself into like, okay, it's actually going up, and you just change your whole strategy, and then it does what you thought we're gonna do it, in the first place, and then now you just feel stupid, and then you're just like, so that's one thing that really helped me. Just looking on, if you see my favorites, I look at all the time frames. You know what I'm saying? And whatever's more clear for the day, for whatever I see more clear, then that's kind of what I'm trading off of. I like to trade big retracement. So like we had like an 86% retracement or something like that. Those are my favorite type of trades. They're not going to happen every time and every day.
Risk reward makes sense.
Right. Yeah, but you have a way better risk reward, and obviously that just equates to more money. But you just got to be a lot more patient. And I'm still growing at that, right? And I'm just starting to get over that. You don't have to trade every single day, especially as your capital grows. So if I could take 2-3 trades out the week and I wait for those confirmations, my time frame correlations, we have like a big pullback as far as like 86% or something on like H4 or something like that, then I'm entering, and like I'm like an intraday, and if it turns into a swing, it turns into a swing. So I might.
So you're open to swinging.
Right, I'm open to it. Yeah, if it turns into
or do you do break even, stop loss?
Yeah, after like I trade US 30, so after about 50 points or so, my stop loss at break even, and I move it based on structure. So if we break structure and we make like a higher low, a continuation, then I'm moving it like that. I always have an overall target, but I'm very I don't know the word, but I'm always looking at the chart. I'm not like the set and forget type. So like if I see it, I'm like I get out. I have a target in mind, but it's just I don't really partial out. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
I don't either. I don't like that. It's not for me. All right, cool. All right, so what type of like entry signals do you? So you determine, you use a higher time, like you use a weekly and daily and stuff.
Yeah, weekly, daily,
H4, M15 or M30. Like
I spend a lot of time on M30. That's usually where I'm gonna like enter my trades, but I look for bigger targets. So M30 is like I'm probably gonna enter.
How many points on US 30 do you look to target usually?
Maybe like 200 to 400.
Okay.
This would be ideally.
And so if you take a trade on Monday, you're cool. Like as long as it doesn't hit your stop loss and everything is cool, like you'll hold it till Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, usually not like that long. Usually maybe like 3 days will be kind of like max 2-3 days. And I also like if I see the opportunity, I'm adding entries. Like I try to take advantage of my entire move. Right. So if we're having pullbacks, we're doing structure based off market structure, I'm adding entries. So like my overall target might be 600 points away, but that doesn't mean from that first entry
there's only one opportunity.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that. So I might not even hold that initial entry all the way there, but as we're flowing and we're continuing a market structure, I still have that target in mind. So I'm just gonna keep buying. If it's like a bullish target, I'm just gonna keep buying on these pullbacks until we reach the target.
So aside from let's say structure and Fibonacci's, what else? Is there anything else that you use? Like
not really. I've mad simple.
Keep it very simple.
Yeah, very simple.
Which is there's nothing wrong with that as long as you have a clear cut plan for what you want to do and what you see and how you're gonna execute. I don't think the technicals are the technical. Like we're all looking at the same chart. Like I say this all the time. This shit is simple. It's either up or down. It's up or down, bro.
Right.
So I think what's more important is how you manage your risk, your risk to rewards that you end up closing out at, and how you manage your money that you make.
Right.
As well.
So I think that's big too. A lot of traders like you need to pay yourself. Like you have to pay yourself, and what we call it is a belief check too, right? Like you just needed to hit your bank account. Like you just need to every once in a while. Like I get like you want to build your account and compound and all those things, but it's like, bro, like just pay your phone bill or something. Like
compound when you're in a position to take risks.
Right. It's just like, bro, just do something productive. Like pay your phone bill, pay your card. Like do something. And at least for me, that just helped me to continue to go, because like once you really can start getting consistent withdrawals, is you never want that to stop.
So I know you're kind of new to obviously Fortunes is new, but you got 18,000 payout with us roughly. What's the biggest payout you ever got?
That was my biggest single payout.
Oh, single payout. Okay, but you've had multiple payouts.
Yeah, I've had close to 6 figures through props or something. I would say. And then I trade live. I trade my own personal.
So we were your biggest payout. That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope. Dope. All right, cool. So where do you see yourself going now? Like, how do you want to grow from here?
Keep just being me and growing myself. Right. Continue to have more connections.
Personal development.
Yeah. Right. And I feel like all the wealthy people I know, they own property, right? So again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. So like, I never understood how people are able to afford these things, So I think that's obviously in the future, like 5-10 years, as far as like buying property and things of that sort.
That's what I'm on the same vibe right now. I'm doing my first flip right now. Hopefully I'll sell it in the next couple months. Get another one. Get another one. And then eventually I mean, I'm not a, I like passive income, obviously, and I'd love to do some type of rentals, but like I like just, getting in directly, doing some renovations and just,
Right.
and just equity, bro, increasing your equity. So, all right, cool. So what is there anything for the viewers at home that you want them to know about you, or like that, that you think would be really valuable for them to know?
Just recap on like get very clear on what you want. So like your mind, you have to give it direction, right? Or if you start wandering and you're just not breaking your rules and all those things.
Your brain and your body are vehicles.
Yeah.
You're the captain. Like people think you are your brain. Your brain is separate from your consciousness. So I think that's. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just a reminder to get clear and continue to work, continue to show up. Just show up every single day, whether I trade or not. I'm on the charts every single day, right? I stayed up for London and New York for 8 months straight. I trade New York now, but
you do
when
both.
I learned, I did both for 8 months straight. That's what I wanted to learn, though. I'm like, dude, I need this to change. Exactly, it's rough, but
those London and New York days are rough days, bro.
Yeah, but that 8 months changed my life. 8 months straight, I stayed up for London and New York every single day, every single trading day. I was tired as hell, right? But that span changed my life forever.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean, if you're able to do that, you definitely will. I feel like once I got fired from my job, I was serving a restaurant, and in like 2018, I got fired in like the middle of like 2018 or towards the end of 2018, to the end of almost the beginning of 2019, and once I got fired from my job, I told myself I'm not going back to a job. I'm gonna make trading work no matter what. And I feel like getting that exposure to just being able to revolve around the markets versus like me having to revolve around the markets and a job.
Right.
Like once I got that, that conditioning. Okay, I never had traded London because I always was up during the day. I never traded like the London session. It was always kind of like a taboo for me. It was just like I wasn't acquainted with it. I was like, I wasn't always trading New York, But then I started trading London, and I just kind of got more immersed into the market. So I think that was a big help for me, But obviously, like we said before, the job is essential. Like if you don't have income coming in from somewhere else, like, you need to be generating income with your time. If you have to trade your time for money, then do that. But
for sure, never dogging on a job. Like everyone's had it.
Yeah.
I've been blessed to only have a couple of jobs, but
it's not an ideal place. But it doesn't have to be. You don't have to stay there. But you got to go there at some point or another. You got to go there. You don't got to stay there.
I think the biggest thing is just like, don't work harder for them than you're working on your future. So, yeah, you might be tired or you have long days, but when you get home, do something that's going to get you closer to
tomorrow
your
you're going to be happy you did that.
Literally. So go home and be tired, get a Red Bull or something, like whatever. Like do something, get to work. Right? And it'll pay off. So just stick with it. You got to be tough for it. Like, what I'm saying? You're going to get knocked down so many times with this, but when everybody who makes it to the other side will tell you, like, it's beautiful over here.
It is. It was. Yeah, it's definitely. It's like walking through the rose bushes. All the thorns. Like the bushes are beautiful, but the traveling through them is not.
Yeah, it builds character though, and you're more grateful for it, and I think it's necessary. No course or nothing's going to teach you those types of things. You just gotta have. It's going to only happen with experience, and so the more that you get experience, the quicker that you're going to get to that. So
cool. Well, bro, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Pleasure.